CBS News security analyst and former FBI Assistant Director Ron Hosko is in Washington. Ron, as a former FBI Assistant Director, help us contextualize all of this. If this report is true, might it constitute an attempt to obstruct justice?
You know, in my estimation, it would fall somewhat short of that. I think that again, if this is true, that the president would have had to do something more affirmative, and perhaps we saw that last week in the firing of Jim Comey. I think he would have to take a more affirmative step to have a prosecutor say this was truly an attempt. In this case, I think what the director did reportedly was what you would expect any FBI agent to do if faced with a similar situation. Agents are trained to take notes during lengthy interviews and record their recollections as quickly as possible on formal reports after a contact of this nature. So here, I think it would be expected of the director to draft a contemporaneous report and probably share that in a very, very close hold manner within very senior leadership of the FBI.
Does the fact or the possibility that a paper trail exists, what does that leave open now? Where can this go from here?
Well, you know, a paper trail, you know, uniquely by Jim Comey is only one side of the story. That side could always be denied. You know, this happens commonly in court where an agent testifies about what an interview contained and that the defense attorney says that's your version of events. And so some of this does come down to credibility. Are there other supporting factors? Were there other people in the room? Were, in fact, there recording devices as referenced in a tweet last week? So I think we're at the beginning of this story, not at the end.
One of our investigative correspondents says that Mr. Comey in the past had been known to take these sorts of notes, produce these sorts of memos when he was concerned about the direction of a conversation. Does that tell us something about Comey's fundamental understanding of President Trump and President Trump's activities in recent weeks and months?
No, I think more likely a fundamental understanding of the awesome responsibility he had. I knew, and I carried one myself to significant meetings. I wasn't necessarily, you know, writing notes because I thought you were a subject. You know, I might have follow-up that I needed to do, or I had to make assignments, and I kept a ledger of significant events myself, and I know that's common in leadership throughout the organization. But here, you know, make no mistake, if true, this was a momentous comment, and it also significantly, you know, underappreciated Jim Comey, the person, and his responsibilities to both an investigation and to the organization and to the Constitution.
Well, we'll have to be on the lookout for these notes and also for the tapes that President Trump brought up. If either exist, they should be making their way into public view at some point. Ron Hosko for us, former FBI Assistant Director. Ron, thank you very much.
You're welcome.